What's up, everybody, and welcome to Read the Bible with me. I'm Stan Jr., and today we're looking at chapter 16 of the book of 2 Samuel. If you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell. If you are a Bible Club member, thank you so much for supporting the ministry. Click like on this video and leave a comment below. Let's get started with this chapter. Verse 1, it says, When David had passed a little beyond the summit, Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, met him with a couple of donkeys saddled, bearing 200 loaves of bread, 100 bunches of raisins, 100 of summer fruits, and a skin of wine. And the king said to Ziba, Why have you brought these? Ziba answered, The donkeys are for the king's household to ride on. The bread and summer fruit for the young men to eat, and the wine for those who faint in the wilderness to drink. And the king said, And where is your master's son? Ziba said to the king, Behold, he remains in Jerusalem, for he said, Today the house of Israel will give me back the kingdom of my father. Then the king said to Ziba, Behold, all that belonged to Mephibosheth is now yours. And Ziba said, I pay homage. Let me ever find favor in your sight, my lord and king. Isn't it interesting how the most unlikely people is who God uses to bless you? Like, you don't know who he's going to use to help you along your Christian walk. And you see here that David actually gets assisted at his lowest moment by Mephibosheth, who he assisted when his father died. And so, whose father was Jonathan, of course. And so he honored Jonathan by providing for his son and making sure his son was set up when he passed away. Mephibosheth was also crippled. So this crippled man, who was brought low at one point, lived most of his life as a despised part of the society, has now come to the rescue of David and his men by sending his servant with the food and donkeys that they needed to survive in the wilderness. When King David came to Bahurim, there came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei, the son of Gera. And as he came, he cursed continually, and he threw stones at David and at all the servants of King David. And all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. And Shimei said as he cursed, get out, you man of blood, you worthless men. The Lord has avenged on you all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose place you have reigned, and the Lord has given the kingdom into the hand of your son Absalom. See, your evil is on you, and you are a man of blood. And then Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, said to the king, Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over and take off his head. But the king said, What have I to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah? If he is cursing because the Lord has said to him, Curse David, who then shall say, Why have you done so? And David said to Abishai and to all of his servants, Behold, my own son seeks my life. How much more now may this Benjamite? Leave him alone and let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. It may be that the Lord will look on the wrongdoing to me, and that the Lord will repay me with good for his cursing today. And that's the kind of position that you need to have. If you're a person that honors God and that stewards the influence of God properly in your life, you are one that says, hey, let them talk about me. Let them curse at me. I am a child of God, and God, what God has for me is for me. And if maybe the Lord will bless me because that man has cursed me. I will allow God to be God in my life. I will not take the throne. I will allow God to sit in the throne of my heart, and he will tell me what to do, and I will hold my tongue because I believe God is for me. And if God is with me, then I don't need to be against anybody because the Lord is with me. And so David had a disposition like, hey, I don't have to stoop down to his level. I'll let God deal with him. And so David and his men went on the road while Shimei went. As he went, he threw stones at him and flung dust. And the king And all the people who were with him arrived weary at the Jordan, and there he refreshed himself. And Shimei went along the hillside opposite of him and cursed. And as he went, he started to throw stones and all that. And so now Absalom and all the people and the men of Israel came to Jerusalem, and Ahithophel with him. And when Hushai the Archite, David's friend, came to Absalom, Hushai said to Absalom, "Long live the king! Long live the king!" And Absalom said to Hushai, "Is this your loyalty to your friend?" Hushai was David's friend. He said, "Is this your loyalty to your friend? Why did you not go with your friend?" And Hushai said to Absalom, "No, for whom the Lord and this people and all the men of Israel have chosen, his I will be, and with him I will remain. And again, whom should I serve? Should it not be his son? As I have served your father, so I will serve you." And that's what David told Hushai to tell him. Then Absalom said to Ahithophel, "Give your counsel. What shall we do?" Ahithophel's counsel, what he was a counselor for David and now Absalom. Ahithophel was also a friend of David. Ahithophel said to Absalom, "Go into your father's concubines, whom he has left to keep the house, and all of Israel will hear that what you have made yourself a stench to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened." So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubine in the sight of all of Israel. Now in those days the counsel of Ahithophel gave was as if one consulted the word of God. So was all the counsel of Ahithophel esteemed, both by David and by Absalom. So Ahithophel tells Absalom to sleep with his father's concubine on top of the roof in front of everybody. And he does this because it's kind of eerie, if you think about it, where David, beforehand, that started all of this sin and that's ravishing his family right now, he slept with a woman that was bathing on the roof. That was not his wife. And so it's interesting how this all kind of comes back full circle. Next time I see you, we'll be reading chapter 17 of the book of 2 Samuel. If you enjoyed this, please say so in the comments below and share this with somebody you love, as well as support the ministry. $10 a month. It's a subscription so that we can send Bibles out and missionaries. We can help them and their families preach the word of God. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you next time I see you. And we'll be reading chapter 17 of the book of 2 Samuel. Peace.